When we think of chocolate, our minds usually travel to snowy mountains and a milk-based sweet. Well, it may be true sometimes, but working at a mentoring program of Brazil Sweets and Snacks project made me see other features of this industry. First, according to the Chocolate Museum based in Cologne, Germany, the chocolate origin is the Amazon. And second, many Brazilian companies are making a revolution in this sweet by improving quality and using unique local ingredients. That was what I went to see at Baiani, a tree-to-bar chocolate concept developed by two artists, Tuta Aquino and Juliana Aquino. By visiting your company, we're talking about chocolate, but there is a new kind of chocolate, which is a bean-to-bar chocolate. And you're even talking about tree-to-bar chocolate. What does that mean?
Sure. Well, the bean to bar movement has been happening for a couple of decades already, and it started by a couple of visionary producers from San Francisco in the mid '90s that were tired of consuming the commercial chocolate that had always the same flavor, the consistent flavor of the commercial chocolate. And they decided that they wanted to use cacao from different origins of the world and to show the value of the taste of the cacao itself. And also the intensity of this cacao and the least amount of ingredients that were possible in putting into a chocolate bar. And that created this differential between the commercially available chocolate and what now was called the bean to bar, because they were using the beans in the whole beans to make the chocolate bars. And that evolved into a whole industry that's been happening in the United States for a long time, and now it's here in Brazil. And Baiani is actually one step beyond the bean to bar, because we do use the same process of making chocolate directly from beans with less ingredients, but also we own the farm where we source the beans from. So that's what tree to bar means. It means that we own the trees, and then we can harvest our own cacao and exclusively use the cacao from our farm to make the chocolate bars for Baiani brand.
So when we talk about tree-to-bar chocolate, we are also talking about farming, environment, manufacturing. There is a lot of connection between the people involved in this process. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Well, the bean to bar movement has a few other pillars, and in case of a brand that buys cacao or cocoa from farmers, one of the pillars is based on how much is paid, or how well this farmer or this origin is paid for their cacao. The other pillar in terms of sustainability is not only the social sustainability, it's to make sure that the cacao is harvested in farms or in origins that don't support slave labor or child labor, and also that these origins respect the environment, respect the biome where they're located at. In terms of our uh, brand of Baiani itself, we we are very careful with our origin. We're very careful with the farm that has been in Juliana's family for a few decades. Her father bought this farm in 1973. Both of us are from families that came from that tradition of cacao production for over 100 years. So we're very taken about making sure that we take care of this biome and the people that are involved in this activity. So our collaborators, the workers that actually live at the farm, we have about 8 to 10 families that live there. They have their own houses, and we make sure that they have exceptional conditions, clean water, sewage, electricity. They even get some help with extra food besides a fair salary. And another thing that's very important to us, especially to Juliana, is a school that we keep at the farm for the not only the kids of the families that live there, but also the surrounding farm kids that can come and have their primary education from first to fourth grade inside the farm.
I can see that naturally your company has a lot to do with Brazil. Your company is located in Brazil, the farm as well, and but I can see this in your products as well. There is a lot of Brazilian flavors, Brazilian types of Brazilian ingredients, and I'd like to know a little bit more about that.
Well, I think that this has to do a lot with our heritage of being from Bahia, and Bahia is a state that had a lot of African influence from that era, and the indigenous influence as well. And the culinary richness of the foods from Bahia are incredible. And Juliana was very, very careful in choosing and making sure that she created recipes that referred or paid homage to our heritage, our Bahia heritage in gastronomy. So we use ingredients like tapioca, which comes from the manioc, from cassava. We use obviously coconut, which is a very present ingredient in the Bahia culinary foods. We use ingredients that are grown on the orchards of our farm. We have our new line actually has 14 bars varieties, and we have some interesting examples like I mentioned, obviously the caipirinha bar, which is a very exquisite experience. We have the one I mentioned, lime and chili nibs. This one has a kick, so you gotta be chili lover to be able to enjoy that. And the tapioca and coconut, which I think really is a great expression of the Bahian foods.